Hello everyone, welcome to the live streams of Global Trade Live. Today is 7th of June and we are in New York session right now. So this is the trade I took here, which is in profit right now. So yeah, it's currently it's in 6 pips, 6.4 pips of profit, and I am expecting the price to move all the way down to this level over here, which is around 95 pips of target. But the thing is, I'll be closing this trade in 20-30 pips of profit. I'll be booking few parts of this trade, maybe, um, because the point I have chosen here to execute the trade. Let me just check this out. Okay, so this was the point here. I took this trade when the previous 15-minute candle broke the low of this 15-minute candle, and I am expecting the price to break this low over here because if we talk about the 4-hour time frame here, then this was a strong resistance over here, support over here, you can say anything, and the market just went down, closed below this area. This candle was moving up, so I was waiting because I was hoping that this candle will be flipping and starts to move down. So I was waiting for a confirmation, and when I put this line over here, so this candle was moving above this line, and I dropped down to the 15-minute time frame because at that point when I just put a trend line at this point, then I saw a pattern that previously this trend line was respected and the market went down but went up again to this trend line again. So I was expecting a price to, if the price wants to go down, then I was just expecting the price to reject this area, but it should be lower down from this area in order to go down. So the market did the same thing here. I executed a trade here. I get my stop loss above the high of the previous 15-minute candle, and now I'm expecting the price to move further down. So if you look at the 30-minute over here, so the 30-minute candle closed a strong bearish candle, and this 30-minute candle just broke the low of the previous 30-minute candle. So as you can see here, we are at the volume time. This yellow line over here, this thin yellow line, is the volume time. So at this time we can expect some volume to push the market down, as this is the start of the pre-New York session. So yeah, these three are the volume times. This line is the open of the New York session, and this line is the open of the NYSE session. So this is also going to help us a lot in our trading because we want to trade at the time of volumes. So yeah, that's the basic idea behind this trade, and let's hope that the price will be falling and we will be booking our profit soon. So yeah, this was the idea here. I think this was extremely a good point to execute a trade because now because now if the price turns around and maybe starts to go up, so then we can easily manage our loss also. But the movement it is giving right now, it's like that it will be, this candle will be filling this wick over here and maybe continue moving down, because as we look at the 4-hour, then we have this liquidity wick already formed on the 4-hour. So in case if this current 4-hour candle just breaks the low of the previous 4-hour candle, that will be our second confirmations for the market that okay, we are going down now. So yeah, that's the idea behind this trade, and let's see how this will be going. So right now 7 pips of profit I am in, and 7.7 to be exact. So yeah, so side by side I'm going to manage this trade also. What I will be doing is I'll be if this current candle uh, goes back to my entry point, at that point I'll be closing half of the trade, and if this current candle breaks above the high of the previous candle, then at that point I'll be closing the full trade. So my stop loss technically now will be around only 3 pips, and that too at this point I would have just closed my half, so risk will be half and stop loss will be way low, because my original stop loss is around 11 pips, and and I'll be just taking that stops at this high over here, which will be around 3.2 pips. So I'm just waiting for the market to set up itself, and I'll be looking where it will be going. So yeah, let's see. But I really think that this 4-hour candle should be, coming down. If not, then it will be then this will be some sort of consolidation zone will be happening, right, like it has done before. So that's also into my mind. I'm keeping that in mind also, because with profits I really need to manage my trades as well. So yeah, that's the idea. So maybe this candle just starts to go up and you know hit my break even, and then at that point I'll be closing half, if not half, some percent of this trade, definitely. Maybe 5 cent lot out of this 20 cent lot. But I'm really expecting that this current candle will be creating a liquidity wick and starts to move down to fill this wick and further down. Because right now we are in a volume time and we are trusting the volume to push the market. So as you can see that the 1 hour candle has also break the low of the previous 1 hour candle, and this 1 hour candle just turned around from the previous huge wick rejection area. So I think that will be a good trade. Pooja is asking about the gold. Okay, let's see here. In gold, I think it's just kind of consolidating here, and let me just see here. I think good buys will be above 1887.43 in gold, because we have this clean range to the left, and that at that point we will be having some sort of confirmations to execute buys, because right now it's just in a consolidation level, and personally I think that gold will be moving down and it's just grabbing some liquidity here, and it should be just falling down. So but let's see. Sells will be below 1882.35 and buys will be above 1887.43. So this is the analysis for gold. Okay, GJ is just moving up. Hello Abhishek, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Okay, so GJ is moving up. Let's see here in the 5 minutes. It looks like that 5 minutes will be rejecting this area maybe, and we have 2 minutes for the 5-minute candle to close. So as this candle is moving up here in 5 minutes, we have few seconds left here. So I'll wait for this candle to close, and if this candle closes above this trade here, my trade here, then I'll be closing half. And if this candle just rejects this area, creating a wick and close back in the range, at that point I'll not be closing anything. So because I think that this should be rejecting and respecting this area over here from the left, and it should be reversing back down. That's what I'm expecting GJ to do, and we have 10 seconds left here with this trade. Alright, so this candle has just closed bullish but under this area, and the next candle has just started to move up. Let's see the 15-minute candle. 15-minute candle looks like sort of going up, and still have 5 minutes left here. Okay, so I think I will be waiting for more 5 minutes here, and if I'll be waiting for for 5 more minutes, then I think I should be having some plan to manage my risk as well. So what I'm thinking is that if the current candle starts to break the previous candle high, I'll be closing half of the trade and let the rest run. So I'll be adding some positions if it starts to go down again, if I close half here, but right now we are good. No problem. You're welcome, Pooja. Hello, Nishchal. How are you? How can we take trade in GBP JPY in 30 minute previous two big wicks? Let's see here in 30 minutes. If you're talking about these two wicks over here, then yes, you're right. But as we are moving into volume time, and the trend is, as you can see, GJ is just falling, right? So we are in a downtrend right now. If we just have this trend line over here, yeah. So as you can see that we are moving down, and if we go to the 15 minutes, then I have just drawn this trend line from these 2 points, and when I drew this trend line over here, then I got to know that this area over here was respected by the market and GJ just fall down. This area over here was respected by the market and GG just fall down. So this 15-minute candle going up can be a retracement, and eventually it can start to go down. So that's the whole idea behind this trade, and let's see where it will be closing, because I really think that this will be a retracement in GJ, and if not, then maybe it's going up, or it all depends on this 4-hour candle. Basically, the base of this idea was the 4-hour candle. The previous 4-hour candle just closed below this zone from the left, and the current 4-hour candle just went up, and when it starts to reject the areas, the zones, so at that point I took this trade, because at that point it's just creating this liquidity wick and starts to come down, and eventually it can just turn around and break the low of the previous candle and then move down. But let's see here what will be happening. It's just a matter of few minutes, 2 more minutes left here. Because this area 154.753 is a strong area. So let's see. Two more minutes left here, so if this candle breaks the high of the previous candle, then I'll be closing half. Because if you just look at the market, it's just simply falling. So it may do some retracements, but at the end it might just fall. But if not, then if it starts to make higher highs and higher lows, so at that point we will be changing our bias to buy. But right now it's in sell. Yeah. So 20 more seconds remaining here for GBP JPY 15-minute candle to close. Okay, so it has just closed here. Okay. So let's see the 5 minute here. 5 minutes looks like okay. So it has just, I think, crossed above that area. Yeah. At this point, I'm closing half here. So I've just closed half of the trade at this point and letting this half run over here. So I'm gonna add positions back once I will be getting more confirmations for sells, because still I think that this should be going down, but maybe not, or but I personally think that this should be going down, and this should be rejecting this area here and starts to go down. So let's see. "30-minute candle is also going up. 1 hour rejecting the area. Can you explain your trade once?" Yeah, sure. So when I entered the market, I looked at the 4 hour and I just drew a line on put a line at this point over here to the left, because this is a strong support for the current market, right? So when I put the line here, then I saw that the previous 4 hour candle just broke this support level and closed below this support level over here, right? And the current 4 hour candle was kind of, moving bullish. So I was expecting a rejection and a retracement back, and and finally the break below the previous 4 hour candle's low, and finally to move down. So I was expecting a move down, but so I switched to 15 minutes. So when I switched back to the 15 minutes over here, then I saw that okay, the market was respecting these trend lines over here. So that's why I just took this trade when when this 15-minute candle broke the previous 15-minute candle's low and it starts to go down. So at that point I just took this trade. So it went all the way down around 7 pips, but it's now going up. So this was all about this trade, and I think that if this candle closes above this area, this trend line, then I'll be closing my full position. Because as we can see that all these candles tried to go up but failed to pass this trend line. So if this candle breaks above and closes above this trend line, then there will be no point of letting this trade run, because it will eventually hit the stop loss. So I'll just wait for 30 more seconds, 20 more seconds for this trade over here, and if this closes above, then I'll be closing the trade. 10 more seconds remaining here. Okay, so it has just closed above. I have closed my full position at this point. So look, how did I just managed my risk here? It was a 20-cent lot and the stop was around 11 pips. So originally I was losing $22 in that lot and I just lost around $11. So this is how I just managed my risk very well. And now what I'm going to do is, if this turns around again and starts to go down, then at that point I'll be re-entering this trade over here, because still think that GJ is still a sell. Let's look at the gold here. Okay, so gold is maybe rejecting this area from the left and starts to go down, but really need to wait for a break below 1882.35 or break above 1887.43. Let's see here in the 1 hour. 1 hour just rejected this area over here and starts to go up. So if this 4-hour candle breaks above the previous 4-hour candle, then GJ can be moving up and this will be a fake out move in the 4 hour. But if it rejects this area again and starts to come down again, then at that point we can execute another trade. Yeah, that will be a good idea. And there's one more thing, that if the next 1 hour candle, or if the next 1 hour candle just closes back down, then there will be a very high chance that it should be moving down. Right now this 1 hour candle is just rejecting this area, so maybe it may move further up. So anything can happen in this 7 minutes here. So really need to wait for 7 more minutes, and after that I'll be looking how the candles are closing, and on the behalf of that I'll be making my plans for either buys or sells. So yeah. Gold is just ranging right now. So maybe it can just break below the previous low of the candle. And look at this thing. If this candle, current candle in gold, has already broke the high of the previous candle and rejected the area, and now it's about to break the low. So at the same time it's breaking the high and the low as well. So this can be kind of confusing, but I think at this point people should wait for the next candle to break the low or the high to get some more clarity. You know, in gold, this move down can be a retracement as well, according to the 4 hour. But it has rejected this area, so I don't know. So that's where it will be a good idea to wait for a break and close below 1882.35. So got 3 minutes here. Got 3 more minutes. Look, if we just look at this symmetry over here, then I see that this move is some sort of consolidation happening, like the previous move here, then the consolidation thing. And after this consolidation, GJ can have a, you know, huge move to the downside, like this here. So I really think that, I still thinks that it should be going down. It should be going down. But need to wait for some confirmations. Okay, I think that GJ can now move up, because did you trade NFP? No, I did not do the trade in NFP. So it's now having 20 seconds remaining here. 30-minute candle will be closing, 1 hour candle will be closing, and 1 hour candle will be closing like this with a big rejection. So this whole thing can be a fake out. So 1 hour candle just closed, 30-minute candle closed with no wick. So nothing is sure, nothing is so sure now. Okay, gold just closed also with no wick here. So now really need to wait for another candle to form, and then we can execute accordingly. So need to wait for 15 more minutes here. So now here's the thing. If GJ closes back in the range below 154.800, then it will be a fake out move, and there is a very high chance that it starts to go down at that point. But today is Monday also, so there is a very less chance of getting a trade. So it may be a consolidation day, but let's see. This 4-hour candle in GJ is about to break the previous 4-hour candle's high. But the good thing is, oh, it just went up. Let's see here. Oh, GJ is showing some volume here. But we should not get excited when GJ shows volume, because look at this thing over here. It's just going into this area from the left. So it can reject this area and possibly close back in the range. So just don't get excited here by looking at the long candles. But the thing is, in 4 hour finally it just broke above the previous candle's high. It respected the previous candle's low but broke up the candle's high. So I don't know now, because maybe it will be rejecting, but still it broke the high. So there's a very high chance of GJ to go up. So look at this rejection over here. This was only for the traders who took a buy at this point when this candle break above this high over here, expecting for the price to move up to this level, and it can just eventually retrace back and close back in the range. GJ does this all the time, so this will not be anything new here. But if it finally break above this area 154.977, yes, then you can execute buys at this. At that point I'll be also executing buys. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, so 6 minutes left here for this candle to close. Now we can expect some volume here at the time of New York Open. So it has just broke this trend line over here also. Strong buying pressure in GJ. So this 4-hour candle is having around 1 hour 50 minutes left here, almost 2 hours, and it may reject the area and close back here, but really cannot say anything right now because the bullish pressure is there in GBPJPY. GBJPY finally moving up. 1 minute left here. So a break and close above this area will be a good opportunity for executing buys. So if this 4-hour candle closes above this area, then the next stop for this candle can be here. Hey bro, you gonna try this? Try the try the from challenge one day. Uh, from challenge. What's that, Mr. Hanky? FTMO challenge. Maybe you are asking. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay. FTMO. I don't think so because you know I just don't want to prove anybody anything to anybody and ask for money to trade. So I just don't like doing that things. So if people come to me and they say that they want me to manage their accounts, then I do that. But I don't go to anyone to asking for money for accounts and everything. So okay, so gold is moving up here. Look at these rejections. So this is a very difficult situation at this point in gold. So I'll just wait for the candle to close above this area and then I'll maybe take a buy. But the thing is, if this candle closes above this area, then stops will be very big. 18 pips in 15 minutes. So most likely I'll be looking to place my stops according to the 5 minutes in gold and will keep it as low as possible. I just want GBP JPY to make a fake out move. If this candle closes back in the range, then I am going to execute sells on the next candle. So 15 more minutes we need to wait here. Because if this candle closes here, that means 15-minute candle will be doing a fake out and 30-minute candle will be having a long wick here. So what I'll be doing is I'll be executing trades on the next candle, keeping my stops above above this candle over here, but only if that will be happening. So really don't know that will be happening or not. My bias is still sells for GJ. So as we are moving closely to NY open here, I think volume will be coming in, and once the volume will be coming in, then it will help the market to push down or up. But on the other hand, Monday is also today is Monday also, so don't know. So now it's having 9 minutes left for this candle to close. So guys, if you're having any charts, you're doing some analysis, then share it with me. I'll show it to everyone here, and I'll be commenting on that so everyone can know your ideas also, and that will be a good way of sharing knowledge. Like I always explain my risk management here, because profits and losses are not in your hands. You don't know whether your trade will be going to profits and whether your trade will be ending up in loss. But the one thing in your hands is that you can just manage your losses. You can keep them as low as possible. And that's the only key here. You just keep your trades limited, like one or two trades maximum. And if let me just explain this to you. So I lost around $11 here, right? So now I'm having $20 left with me now for today's loss. So I'll be having 20 more dollars to lose today, right? But if so, that's why I can take another trade, because my stop loss will be around 10-12 pips. So that's fit my you know maximum loss for today also. So that's why I'm willing to execute another trade. But if in case this loss was around $20, then this will be the I'll be just calling this a day, because I have already crossed above the half of my limit of today's loss, and maybe in the next trade I will be losing more, so that will be above $30, right? So that's why I just lost $11, and now I can take another trade. So this is, you should be doing to yourself also. Just take a amount of loss for every day, and just keep it keep your losses under that amount. So if you think that you will be exceeding that amount, then just don't trade at that day. Just wait for another day, for another opportunity, for fresh volumes and everything. So this is how you will be able to limit your trades per day, and you will be able to manage your risk as well. Because whenever you will be having winning days, then you will be having more winning days as compared to the losing one. Because in the losing ones, you are just managing your risk, and when you are winning, you are just letting your trades run for a while to gain more profits. So now 4 minutes left here. I just want to see a fake out here. 3 more minutes left here for this candle to close. Gold is closing here. Let's see. Not really sure about gold, where it will be going. It may go down, it may go up, don't know. You know what I think about gold? I think next candle can create a lower wick, and when it will be broken the high of the previous 4-hour candle, then it should be moving up all the way up to test this area again. But let's see here. Gold came down, created a low, moved up, creating a high. It's kind of confusing here. You know, just put these lines on your graph also, on the session times, so that will, okay, GJ is coming down finally. Fake out move is happening here. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Yes, yes. 1 hour candle will be closing with a wick. Strong rejections here. But still, there is no confirmation for sales in GJ, so we won't be making any decisions in hurry. So we'll wait for another 13 minutes here to to see whether it will be closing under this area again or not. So if that will be closing under this area, then that means that 30-minute candle will be also moving down. Yeah. But this is confirming that GJ should be going down if this candle stays below this 154.845 area. Okay, gold is moving up also. But you should wait for a candle to close above because it might reject and then go up. So okay, GJ just broke the previous candle's low here. Oh, it's moving really fast here. But we really need to wait for 15 minutes here. Sorry, 10 more minutes here. Now 30-minute support. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. This support is there and this support is also there. So I don't want this candle to create a wick and close above this area, because if that happens, then there will be no sells, because that won't be a fake out, that will be a retest and rejection, and next candle will eventually go up. So if GJ just closes below 154.843, then yes, that will be a good opportunity for sells in the next candle, 15-minute candle. So yeah. But let's see here what is happening in GJ at this point. So look, GBP/JPY just rejecting this trend line it broke, and now it's kind of retesting this area. So really want it to close below the trend line. Because right now it doesn't make any sense for sells in GJ. Look, gold is also rejecting this area. In 25 minutes, there will be NY open. Yeah, New York will be opening in 24 minutes here. So if you also want this market scanner over here, then I think you can just get it through the Google Chrome. This is a plugin for Google Chrome, so you can just set your country over here, country timings, and you can use this. Look at this rejection over here. That's what I was talking about. You just cannot execute a trade by looking at a big candle forming, because when the big candles are forming, the market knows that traders will be getting excited, and they will be, getting into the trades. But and market just rejects that area, and it can come down again, but this is some sort of a play of the market. So this is a trick of the market, it plays every time. Okay, gold is just coming down, rejecting this area. Let's see here. Gold. Gold rejecting the same area here from the previous rejections. So if this candle closes bearish, then next candle can also be a bearish candle. But wait for 7 more minutes here. Oh, look at this rejection in GBJPY. This is extremely a huge rejection here. 5 more minutes left. I think in 5 minutes it should be a breakout. Yeah. This is a breakout and a fake out. So now look at this thing over here. The market was currently at this blue line over here, and this candle closed bullish, next candle closed bullish, and now this candle is rejecting this area. So by looking at this structure over here, I am thinking that the market now is just going far away from this line over here. So if it starts to go up, then I think this will be the point over here. This 155.205 will be the target point for GBP JPY. So I think buys, this will be a good good area for buys. 154.986, 155 you can say. but still needs to wait here because still have 2 minutes left. We should wait for this 30-minute candle to close here. It will be closing in 15 more minutes, 16 more minutes, because even if the next candle break the high here, but still we don't have a range to trade. So yeah, I think waiting for this candle to close, this 30-minute candle to close, will be a good idea. Gold is struggling to go up. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, looks like this candle was about to break the high. Gold is closed like this. Okay, it's just this candle showed rejection here. Yeah, should be waiting for 15-minute candles here. I want a candle to close above this area. Sorry. Okay, so we have 8 more minutes here for the NY Open, and after 8 minutes, there will be a new 1 hour candle opening. Okay, so gold is rejecting this area here, and if this candle closes bearish, then there's a very high chance that gold might reject this area and starts to move down. But to go down, I'll be needing some uh, resistance to form, and I'll be selling the gold from that resistance, because to sell you need a resistance to be formed. Two minutes left here for GBP/JPY to close. Okay, so guys, 30 seconds left here, and we can see some rejections here in gold. Alright, so this 30-minute candle just closed weak bullish, and this 15-minute candle also closed weak bearish. So we need a 30-minute candle to close bearish, and a good bearish candle, so that we can execute a trade in the next candle. Right now there is nothing in gold, because I just want to be sure before taking a trade. So now, as we are moving into NY Open here, so we can expect some volume in NY Open, and let's see how GJ will react. So a support has been formed here in GBP/JPY. But I'll wait for a 15-minute candle to close above this area to execute buys, because there's a very high chance that this might just reject this area and starts to come down. So gold is coming down. So I want something like breakdown, retracement, and then should move down, something like this. Okay, so GBJPY is about to break the low of the previous candle over here. That means 30-minute candle can come all the way down. So I'll wait for a 15-minute candle to close below this area over here, 154.83843, and maybe on the next 15-minute candle I'll be taking a sell trade, so that it can move down to this area. Abhishek Gautam is saying, I think GJ might range. Yeah, that can be also a case here because today is Monday, volume is not there. So, because if GJ wants to move somewhere, then it should break above and close above 154.977 to move up, because at that point we can expect some volume here to move the market up. And if GJ wants to go down, then it has to break and close below 154.843, because at that point GJ, the next candle in GJ can reject the same area and make a move down like it did before. So let's see. But if it stays between these two levels over here, then yeah, it might range. Look, gold is also rejecting this area because it's between the trend line over here. You know, in gold, I think it should be dropping. It should be dropping in gold. So we should be looking for sells in gold. Look, this is a area in gold here. So I think if gold closes below this area and the next candle breaks the low, then it might just go down. And if this gold goes down, and 4-hour candle of gold, that means in the 4-hour candle of gold, it means that this current candle will be reversing back and starts to go into the sell direction and might break the low and then starts to go down. But really not sure about that because volume is not there in gold. And okay, GPJPY moving up here. Yeah, exactly. No volume in the market right now. So 15-minute candle is having 1 minute left here. So now I'll wait for this 30-minute candle to close above this area. And on the next 30-minute candle, I'll be taking a trade because right now there's nothing in GJ. Because the previous candle also, you know, closed like a confused candle over here. And because if GJ really wants to go up, then previous candle could be a chance for GJ to go up because it just could have just broke above this high over here, and with volume it could have just pushed up, but it didn't, and it just closed at exact same area as the previous candle, so might reject this area and go down. And in case of gold here, I'm thinking that uh, gold might reject gold might reject this area over here, and once the current 5-minute candle breaks this low over here of the previous 5-minute candle, then it might just starts to go down with volume to at least this level over here. But I still wait for a candle to close below this area to execute sells. So Gold is trying to make some retracements here, and that's good for us because if it retraces and kind of reject this area and the next candle breaks the lows over here, then that will be a good thing to catch up. So yeah, but I personally believe that GJ will be a more better idea than gold. You look at the gold here, it it just don't respect anything, not even a trend line. And you know what, it can just reject this trend line and go all the way back down. This is how just gold moves. 10 minutes left here for 30-minute candle in JPY to close. And I think today market will be just doing nothing. I think it will be a pretty good idea for the next 4-hour candle to start and do the thing. So plus the thing is, if GBP JPY wants to go down, then I think this candle should close back in the range, because if that doesn't happen, then next candle can break the high and it can move up eventually. So okay, it's coming down, so I'll wait for 15-minute candle to close below this area, and once this candle close below this area, I'll be taking a sell trade in the next candle, because now this is a area of rejection here, so it can easily come down. Oh, look at this gold over here. Gold is playing its move now. Long wick broke the low. Okay, so guys, I'm not seeing anything right now in the market, so I think uh, waiting for a trade is of no use for today, and let's just call it a day because there is nothing in the market today, no volume at all. So it would be better that we wait for tomorrow, and we will be finding maybe some good opportunities tomorrow, and that's it. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the day. So let's meet tomorrow in the New York sessions. So take care, everyone, and thank you for being online with me.